Yo, what up, y'all? It's your man Killer D, doggone witch finder general. You got a witch, I'm burning them up. Shout out to all my members, shout out to all my supporters out there. If you'd like to become a supporter, you can send a donation to Cash App or any of the YouTube portals. Make a donation, and you're behind get added to the bottom of the list down there at the bottom, and you get a personal thank you video. So, yeah, if you like to support the channel, you can do that. Um, Definitely hit that like button. You know what I mean? Everybody hit the like button on the way in. I have a feeling this is going to be a really good show. I had to get faded and stuff for this one. So, retarded Henry, he's a little late tonight, so he should be hopping on like any minute. But also like to tell everybody about a product I'm launching on this channel. It's Killer's Juju Oil. So I did an introduction to it this morning when I first woke up. So you guys can check that out on the last video I made. I'll probably be talking about it sometime tonight on this channel too. I gotta add the email address for anybody want information on it and stuff at the description. Haven't done it yet. I guess I'll do it after this video. But it's about time for him to come up in here. Hopefully soon. Um, yeah. So retarded Henry being on some research. So he's making a claim saying that Jesus Christ was a sorcerer that did drugs and wanted to drug all the young disciples that he had under, drug and do other things to him. So we're gonna let him explain that. We're gonna let him explain that. Thank you, Shamian. Shamian with the wrench. You still holding on to that wrench, boy. That's right, y'all. Hit that like button. Yes, this is definitely be a good one. Let's wait for his ass to hurry up and come on. All right, yo. Hold on 1 second, yo. I gotta go see what he got. This is crazy. The one time I'm on time, he fuck it all up. You ain't losing no weight. Where? Where? How much you lost so far? Shamian say losing weight. Oh shit. All right. He said he's coming right now, but right now Ben came and gone. For people, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. You know, nigga, you ain't lose no 27 pounds. Fuck out of here, though. You lose those 27 pounds. I don't think you lost 27 pounds. How long? You been cheating? You been cheating? I think shot me on. I've been cheating. Come on, nigga. Shit. Always got to go through something with a nigga. I thought I was bad. I could do this on my own. Shit. I could have fucked the show up on my own. This nigga, hurry the fuck up. Hold on, y'all. Let me go get this nigga. This shit crazy. Yep. As soon as I leave, he gonna come bring his ass up in here. Oh yeah, there you go. All right.
What's
Always
up?
gotta
What's
deal with
up?
some shit with some
I'm
niggas
sorry for being
fucking my
late.
shit up. I'm on time. Of all times, I'm on time. And your ass ain't nowhere to be found. All right, well, you here now. You got some explaining to do. I done
Yeah,
told people what you been doing. Yep. You been talking about Jesus and stuff. I hope all the Christians get on your ass too. We gonna see though.
yeah,
Y'all said I need a lower food intake. Motherfucker, how else you gonna lose that motherfucker? He said I did a lower intake. He said intake like you get like a truckload and shit. Let me stop with y'all. But yeah, so I told everybody this is gonna be a dope show. We had some more people in the room, but y'all asses late fucking shit up. But um yeah, so how do you even get on that topic to actually like, you know what I mean? Dive into that subject.
so I was reading like a few people on my timeline on Facebook, they Christians and they post stuff about Christ. And then they was saying stuff about the garden, the garden in the Bible and Mark. And I started reading it for myself. And then I saw that they was talking about somebody naked. And I forgot about it. In time, I was like, hey, let me actually read the Bible in Greek because I don't know Hebrew, but actually looking at the sounding of Hebrew, it correlates with everything Greek. Like you take the Greek letters and put it to the Hebrew letter, they got the same numbers. They got the same number variant. And they
Yeah,
also like a leaf, alpha. It's like these letters are very connected. So me doing more
that's
reading.
what. Check this out. We used to do this back in the day when we were like the Israelite lone wolves and stuff. Um, we used to try to sound out American words in Hebrew. Like
Yeah.
we were trying to find, like, you know what I mean? You like what you were saying, but we use the English language instead of the Greek. But go ahead.
So with me actually looking up things, I mainly hear people like that the Septuagint was the first Bible, and they got some Hebrews say, oh, the Hebrew Bible was before that. But my
Right.
studies show that Hebrew is just made up. It's only for religional sense. Every time, like every document that deal with Hebrew is deal with religion.
Okay.
Nothing else. You got in Egypt, you would have a potterer or a medicine person writing diaries about medicine and different stuff. In Greek,
Okay.
you get philosophy,
Okay.
but in Hebrew, you only get the Bible and you don't get nothing else. So by
Well, they use
reading,
Hebrew in everyday language.
huh?
They have like they have a Hebrew that they use, like, how can you put it, like socially?
No, I'm not talking about modern Hebrew. I'm talking about ancient archaeological
Oh,
books
I
and
know what you're
stuff.
saying. Yeah, that type of Hebrew. Yeah. You're right.
So when actually saying, "Hey, let me read the translation from the Greek, not the translation from English," because it's like when you read English, it's the forgery of a forgery. It's like you copying a forgery and you giving this to people, and all the scholarship is just looking at King James and
But
rewriting it.
they did well. There were other ones before King James, but King James used Greek and Hebrew scholars
And but the bad
to
thing
translate.
But the bad thing about it is when they translated these things, when they used the Hebrew, the Hebrew destroy every sense of the story because it's like high frequency languages and low frequency language. Even in English, like if I'm a Chinese person and I look at somebody having an animal, raising an animal and taking care of an animal, I would say he take care of animals because I might don't even have the name of that word might be veterinarian. You feel that word not in my language.
All right, what up, Nagy? I'm gonna put Nagy on you for a second. I want to see if Nagy got any questions.
How you doing? I just got off of a very hostile panel. I thought I'd jump on a friendly one with a friend on
We
here.
cool. We cool up on here.
I know, I know, but I'm saying I just jumped off of a hostile panel somewhere else.
Okay, I got you.
So I had to come on here and just feel normal. I had to get back to normal. Yeah.
I peeped the new screen name and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm trying to lose some of the stalkers that I have, but I don't know. It may not work because we'll see. We'll see if it works.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Yeah, so you got any questions, old Henry?
No, I don't. I personally.
What you think about he's been saying? What he's been saying though?
I've heard it before, and I think it's kind of I think it's crazy. I don't know what to make of it.
He did his research on it, so I can't share my screen because I'm on my phone. For some stupid reason, they should do that. Anyway, go ahead, Henry. Then go ahead.
So, with actually,
here we go. The bullshit.
Can you hear me?
Is he breaking up for you too, Nagy?
Hello?
Yeah, I can't. I couldn't hear him for a little bit.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
I hear you.
Okay. So let me finish explaining. So when I actually took the time to read it in Greek, like when they say that Jesus was crucified by two robbers, two thieves, it don't really give a description of what they stole to make them put the people on the cross next to Jesus. You see what I'm saying? In English, you don't really get no reason. You just hear that they were thieves. But when you read the Greek, they actually tell you what type of thief they was. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I didn't hear you, Gad. I thought I might have went silent. But okay.
All right, I'm back.
So the word in Greek is lestes. That's what they was, lestes. And when you actually look up the Greek word lestes, these was bandits. These was like highway robber men that stand on a corner, and while you riding your carriage in them days down the main road, they will rob you. Steal everything. That mean your children. That mean they was traffickers. Because when like Genghis Khan and when many people invade cities, they would take the women and children and make them slaves. So now in the garden, this is now how I got to the point that Jesus was sexually involved with a boy in the garden. As to the point that when they came to arrest Jesus, Jesus himself say, you can't, I'm paraphrasing. All this could be found in Mark version of the garden story. When they came to arrest him, he was saying that y'all coming to arrest me with swords as if I was a lestes. Why would Jesus, of all the things that he done in the temple and everything, that he would use that word at that moment, lestes, as if they was coming to get him, as if he was coming for child trafficking, human trafficking, because he was in a public park with a naked boy. And when you actually look and listen to how Jesus speak after the Last Supper, this was not no regular sexual encounter. This was a ritual. And when you actually research into the Catholic faith and the molestation of children and mainly boys in the Catholic faith, it's part of a ritual. I close my open argument. Hello?
Well, that's pretty messed up. I don't really know what to say. I have nothing nice to say. I'll just say that.
All I tell people is this: I'm not here to turn nobody from Christian to Muslim or anything. I don't care about people's faith or anything. But what I do care about is looking at information for yourself. You feel all I can do is point and say, hey, look over here. If you don't research and tell me, oh, you gotta research this, you gotta do research that, I could brush my feet off and walk away and say, hey, if you claim to be a Christian or a Cretan, you gotta understand this European culture. This is Greek we talking about. Jesus was living, this story is a Hellenistic story all the way. This go all the way back to Plato, because Plato, the best philosophy is to create civilization with morals. And the best way to make people have moral is give them a hell, give them a heaven and hell. Give them something to fear, and that could control people to create civilization. And all that come from Plato. When people actually like stop looking at the Greeks as simple-minded and like, oh, this not our culture, this the European culture, this not our culture. Be quiet. Research the Greeks and actually realize we are living in a world that every symbol and every structure is based off Greco-Roman culture. Our legal system, our
Absolutely.
religional system is all based
Absolutely.
on Greco-Roman.
Yeah.
And
Right.
when
Absolutely. Every 100% there.
so even when we look at the Abrahamic faiths, all three of them, monotheism is to kill off every other religion, every other culture, make them slaves. And everybody who followed that Bible and actually done that, when they conquered, they took the children. That's why they made stories like Peter Pan, Peter Piper. This is the same thing of the Bible. These people take children. These are pirates. Jesus was a pirate. Abraham was a pirate.
Wait, so how Abraham was a pirate then?
Okay. When you read the Greek and understand what a Hebrew was, what's the Greek definition of a Hebrew? Most people like it mean cross over. No, it don't mean cross over. It mean wanderer, immigrant.
You want to chime in on it?
I really don't have much to say. I really thought, I wanted to come on a panel and just chill, relax, be around something more positive, but this is kind of starting to get me angry too. So I'm not
You mind it.
really. I'm not.
I invited him on here to do that. I invited him on here because it was interesting. He had a lot of stuff to show me. So I told him
I'm glad you can have a conversation with him because I'm biting my tongue right now. You probably can tell I'm biting my tongue right now.
Yeah,
But
I guess so. All right then.
I'm leaving, but yeah. All right. See you, man.
But the best thing about me is that
Nate Springfield, y'all. Gotta go check out this shit.
And I won't interrupt you. I want to hear everything, comments, negative, positive, formulated, because it's like I want people to actually go read Mark when Jesus was actually in that garden. When he told two of his disciples, stay and watch, and they fell asleep. And when you actually read when Judas Iscariot, the one who betrayed Jesus, came, he kissed Jesus. And when you actually look at it in the Greek term, it's affectionate. It's not the kiss that you would kiss your grandma on the cheek. It's not that brotherly love type of kiss. It's that brother kiss when y'all not brothers.
I don't know. I disagree with that one. Saying that
because the kiss that Judas
of the Hebrew of the
this something
like that, whatever it was named.
This something I like we discussed before, and I wanted to bring it up again so people people hear it. That when it all started, it started in the Last Supper. And Mark, when the Last Supper was taking place, Jesus told his disciple one of them gonna betray him that night. Laying on Jesus' bosom. When you look up bosom, it's his chest. You got this. You got Jesus' disciple that Jesus loved very much. It tell you that. They tell you that this disciple Jesus loved, and this was Peter. This was Simon Peter. He was leaning on Jesus' chest, his bosom. And when Jesus said that, then they repeat and say that he was laying on Jesus' chest. They repeat saying it, want to emphasize that this is where he at this moment. And when he looked up to Jesus as if he was shorter than Jesus. And people got to understand all the disciples was not old men. Them pictures that show that disciples was old men, that is not true. All of Jesus' disciples was from like 19 on down to 12. There was
what do you use to prove that? I know we talked about it, but what would you show the audience to prove that?
So when Jesus described, a lot of times people got to realize why Jesus was saying that you got to come, the way to heaven, you got to come as a child. in the way that he described his disciples in Greek, when you read the Greek, when they say a young man, the Greek
Yeah.
definition will literally tell you that it is youth, haven't even fully passed puberty. This is what the Greek definition would tell you when you look at youth of his disciples. When they say children, when they say he was a young man, you got to actually look at the Greek, the original text, and say, what do they mean by young? And it'll tell you youth, young, having fulfilled puberty. That's how, like, people gotta actually go and look at Greek translation, not King James, but the Greek.
Right. There's a difference. You're right. Yep.
And when you actually look at these definitions and look at Mark, something weird happens. After Jesus said that someone betrayed him, he dipped a salt in something. And when you actually look these terms up, these are medical terms. Like, it's a lot of medical drug terms in the Bible that people don't even realize, like sorcerer. When people realize sorcerer, what do sorcerers really do? They create potions. That's the main thing sorcerers do, create potions. What is potion? Potions is medicine and alcohol. Alcohol used
Should I
to
do? Is this the right moment to do the new killer's juju oil commercial?
huh?
go on. I'm just
Yeah,
joking. I don't think you can.
so
You didn't see it.
when you actually go, this just an example. When you actually go in the Greek and look at when they have sorcerer and look in the Greek term, they would tell you a pharmacist dealing with drugs.
Yeah.
That's what a sorcerer would be.
Apostle.
Or apothecary, someone who deal with
Yeah.
herbs. Yes,
Right.
because in Greek, when you actually look up a root, they actually got term for root gatherer. That special people in the Greek society that will wake up early in the morning and know exactly what type of roots to get for medicine. The Greek, when you look in
Uh-huh.
Greek, it deal with medicine. A lot of Greek words is medicine, or medicine words would be Greek, and legal words would be Latin.
Right.
But when you actually look at when Jesus dipped that bread, we'll say bread right now, dipped that bread and gave it to Judah, he got possessed by the devil. Satan entered into his body. Let's not look at it religional and look at it blind. We know there's no ghosts in this world. We know there's no devils in this world. We know there's no aliens. So when we look at it, the only way the devil could possess somebody after you give somebody some food is just like you give somebody a drink in the club with a roofie.
Right.
Jesus gave Judas Iscariot something, and the devil entered into him. He got possessed, and he left. We have many instances when we got to look at how. Okay, let me now when we go back to a word that I was saying earlier with the Hebrew. When one look at the Arabian Nights and look at Arab caravans, when them caravans be trading, most people think, oh, they giving frankincense and myrrh and stuff like that. Let's take frankincense and myrrh and put it to the side. There's another thing that these people traffic also. They traffic people. And the main instant that showed that Abraham was a pirate, also a human trafficker, is the story about Sarah midwife who was forced to have Abraham's child. She and these are the type of trafficker that's human trafficking right there. But let's go to the drug part. Let's go to the drugs part. Do, do y'all know frankincense and myrrh is drugs if you put them together?
I didn't know that. What's the reaction? Like, what did it turn to?
So it good. I know it's good for blood flow, especially like if
Yes.
like in Greek term if you having like sexual erection term like a Viagra, you use frankincense and myrrh.
Right.
And people
Might be
gotta
infused in
realize where do what from
with
your
it or something like
memory,
that. Yep. And apply it.
from your memory, when was the first time you heard about frankincense and myrrh? The wise men, right? You have these
Uh-huh.
grown men. Let's be logical here. You have these grown men following a star looking for a child. Grown men. And they bringing drugs to a baby. They bringing drugs to a child. And that's what the Bible's showing you from the get-go. Most people, when they hear frankincense and myrrh, they think, it's incense, it's incense. No,
Yeah.
these are medicines. While
Right. Absolutely.
Western culture use these things to make their house smell good and think they were spiritual, but these are actually medicine, actual medicine that these people in the Middle East use. So my study is going into the Greek and actually seeing stories like when you read Jesus Jesus story in the Gospel of John. It's a retelling of the great play by Plato about Bacchus. They taking the same thing that Bacchus done and putting it in the place of Jesus. In a lot of instances, when you read the Greek, you will realize that the temple in Jerusalem was dedicated to Bacchus. And and I really want people to actually research. Some people laugh. Some people like they don't even study it to the point that like I like a little competition. I like a little heat. I don't have no problem coming back on here. Any Christian, if it's Megan or anybody, if you a Christian, you a Hebrew or used to be Hebrew, and you feel like Jesus, you a Messianic Jew, I'm ready to
You
destroy
said
your
Asiatic.
fairy tale. I'm ready to destroy
Good.
your fairy tale. You black people calling themselves Jews, that's the greatest lie that ever was told to me, and I laugh. And when people
Yeah, we
say
know, like,
because it's not possible, it's not possible
but
for
yeah, you gotta understand too, like the difference and how they say it. Like you saying they're not, like, right?
yeah.
Pseudo history or whatever these people give these people to believe that shit is crazy. Anyway,
Yeah,
I don't let me cut you off. But
it's like in my head, I create a world of its own.
go ahead.
Like I'm Jordan Lucas. No, I'm sorry. Lucas, the one who created Star Wars. I create all these. I create all these different planets and characters and cults and kingdoms, and then it got somebody 200 years later look at that and start claiming like I am a I am a Jedi. This is the Jedi clique. And people don't really watch Star Wars no more, don't know nothing about Star Wars, don't have TVs no more, or it's not written. But these people have the knowledge. They take the knowledge and rewrite the knowledge so they could have power over certain people. So when the normal Greeks would run into the Bible, they would look at the Bible with familiarity. They'll look at it and say, wait, this sounds familiar. This is inspirational. This is something I know. This is the truth. I finally get to read the truth. But it's actually a retelling of Inky. I knew you have the story of Gilgamesh and that flood. You have Bacchus. You have many different things in that Bible.
Breaking up on my end. Hold on, I'll be right back. Let's keep talking.
Yes, okay. So when people actually look at the Bible and actually look at different things in the Bible, you'll realize that in certain places they got the word Sophie in there. Why don't they translate in King James Version? They make sure that you know what type of wisdom that you run into when they have a script that actually have Sophie in it, and that is a goddess. Most people will not tell you that the Garden of Eden is not its name. That the garden is not even in.
Huh?
Oh, there you go. I'm putting the lights on.
Lately?
Let's
Yeah.
get it. I'm
I
sorry
know
about
that this last couple of nights they started being out here like that.
Yeah, I want people to see now.
Yup. Yeah, hell yeah. Little kids and everything.
Get myself in
Yup.
location.
They been over there. They been over here when I first. Go ahead, Henry. My bad.
Okay,
What
yeah.
you doing,
So I recommend everyone to actually go and look up any chance that they could get and read the Bible from the Greek version. Not no made up Hebrew. Because if the Hebrew was really the first word, you feel the original word, somebody from English who read English would go to Hebrew, read the whole Torah, and don't have to read it again. Don't have to look over the same verse over and over. And mostly everybody say, oh, when I read the Bible, it tells me different things every time I read it. How is that so? Because the English words make you think. It make you wonder what are they talking about? But the Greek words actually tell you, hey, this person was a Lestes. This person right here is a trader. Like they trade goods. Or that somebody is a prostitute. Most people got to understand that when we get back to let's go back to Mark. Let's go back to where Mark giving his story of Jesus in the garden. We're going to go outside of the garden. When Jesus is leaving out and they got him arrested and they bringing him to the high priest. You got Peter. He's in the courtyard. In English, they'll say a young midwife or a maid servant came to him, a young maid servant came to him and asked him, "Hey, was you one of the people that was chilling with Jesus?" Peter said no. But the point is not him saying no. The point is that when they said maid servant, people like, oh, she's just a woman servant. No, she is a slave. But the type of slave she was could be found in the Greek. And she was a young female sex slave. She was a sex slave. So in the courtyard where the prostitutes hang out, the religional prostitutes and the regular prostitutes, that you got prostitutes that do religional duties, because I did a debate on prostitution in the Bible. You have prostitutes that go into the temple and give Solomon to the God, and the God is the king. The God on earth is the king. So they become the wife of the king or the high priest of the area or the chief. Or you just a prostitute for the men, soldiers, market to come through and ravage. You got different types of prostitutes in the Greek world. You have the escort that gotta learn how to read, how to write, to hold a conversation with a man. And you have a prostitute that you just have sex with. There was female prostitute and men prostitute. And most of the men prostitute was children in the Greek world, young boys. Most of all the Greek heroes that we read about, any stories about heroes and gods in the Greek world, a lot of these heroes was molested by their teachers. When you have Hercules, when you have the story about Jason, when they had teachers like centaurs and stuff like that. It's a reason why they make their teachers into centaurs and satyrs with men body, but no, with men upper torso, but animal bottom parts. Because the animal instincts when they ravage their students. That's the Greek culture.
Yeah,
And
you right about a lot of things you said, but it's hard to get that how you tie it. You know what I mean? You're not. Is
it's okay. It's plain. It's plain as simple. When one actually go and take the King James Bible, you feel, because
okay.
everybody claim they love the King James Bible. Just take the King James Bible, flop it there, and then you take the Greek version and you read it
Okay.
and actually research these words and understand, like, when they tell you the main word you should look up is lestes. What type of thief? Why did Jesus say he was a thief in the
Yeah, they got it right out in the open. Yeah, next to yo. I noticed that. I was like, yo, they saw that shit right out in the open. Like, they'll learn. Yup. Oh. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Someone was calling me. I'm on my phone, so it messed up my volume.
Okay.
So when you take the King James Bible and you put it on one side, and then you take the Greek version and put it on the other, and actually use translations to actually look up these words, and you'll actually see what's going on, what's actually going on.
Yeah.
You will actually see that. You will actually see that.
Like it's a wholly different tone and vibe. Like,
yes, you will actually see that Jesus was on drugs. When Jesus
now
was
see
in
that there you go, Henry. You just threw
no,
the Malachi
when you
ball
no, I'm
up
gonna
in that
explain to
motherfucker.
you. I'm gonna explain to you.
Okay, go ahead.
When Jesus was on the cross, and the soldier took his spear and took a sponge and dipped it into something. In English, it might say vinegar or something like that. But when you look at the Greek of what that soldier dipped and gave to Jesus, you'll realize that Jesus was on drugs because what that soldier gave him was an antidote for that drug that Jesus was on. In Greek, when you actually, I'm telling people that it is best that people read the Greek, because you realize that Jesus was a follower of Bacchus. He was a follower of Bacchus. The story of Jesus is telling the story of a follower of Bacchus. And Bacchus.
Now, how do you prove that?
How you prove that?
Yeah.
Everything that Jesus say, I am the Alpha, I am the Omega, I am the vine of the grape, I am the rod, I come with an iron rod, I come with vineyard. All these titles that Jesus given himself and other people is giving him. Even Jesus is not a real person here. Let's first thing, we can't tie it to a real person. One, and gotta understand that you having Greek people who read the story of Bacchus in the era where the play of Bacchus got written by Plato.
Okay.
And you have people who taking religion. You taking a religion that already.
So, but they would put.
Yes, they would put it together in manuscript. You have a lot of Bacchus. And who is Bacchus? Bacchus is Dionysus, the son of God. Jesus was the son of man, but only in certain verses they would say he is the son of God. And that title of son of God is for Dionysus. Hit the crucifix, him dying and rising back. That because that's the only. How is all the Greek, when we look at Zeus' sons, Hercules, all of them, they all die. All Zeus' sons die and never come back. They'll live with the gods, but only one died and came back and resurrected.
Right.
So if the Greeks know about a God, only one God that died and came back to life, So in their world, if you giving them the Jesus story, they were already
But why make another
subconscious.
one if they already have one?
Yeah. You feed it to the children. Your
But the
parents
children can have the old one, just
huh?
as well.
But
Like, so that would be a whole nother deity that they invented at that time. So where are
yeah.
all the other new ones, just like that one?
So when you in the Greek world and you have gods like Zeus and you have Chronos, you turn them into stuff like archons. I believe that's what the Hebrew call it, the translation of the Hebrew archons.
Right.
These are the planets, these are Saturn, the sun, and these are the gods. When you actually study Greek and also Plato and in the following of him, these are from Plato is the middle. From paganism to Plato, from Plato to true Jewish thought. Some people like, oh, the Greek wasn't religional. No, they was. They was. So if your children hear of a story and they subconsciously familiarize it, it is best to teach the children because they the best ones to get to. Like, you got a kid 5 years old. Every night you tell them bedtime story. And then when they finally go to school, one of them bedtime story could be at school, get heard at school, but somebody changed it around.
Yeah.
You don't remember everything that happened in kindergarten, but there's certain things in your life when you need it, it come to your mind.
Right. Yep. That's true.
So that Bible, so the Greek Bible is 11th grade. The Hebrew and King James and everything is 3rd grade. They took the Greek Bible and they dumbed it down for people to manipulate and to control. And the best way to put it is just like when they found the Dead Sea Scroll. If Hebrew was the original, like people say, oh, what about the Dead Sea Scroll? What about the Dead Sea Scroll? You don't even know about the Dead Sea Scroll because when they went into them caves in Quran, or however you pronounce it, I'm sorry. I
Right.
believe it's Quran. When they went into them caves, they had Greek versions and also Hebrew versions. It wasn't no just Hebrew and Aramaic. It was the Greek version and translations into Hebrew. Because you gotta understand the greatest resource that the Greek gave the world wasn't gold, money, none of that. It was their language. It was their writing system.
Huh.
When you look up the Hebrew words, mainly you can find, I'd say around like 6,000 words.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, we about hitting the
Hello?
hour mark. Yeah, I hear you. Hear me? You hear me?
Oh, shit.
Nah, it's me. You hear me? Yeah. You guys hear me? I'm trying to tell them it's me. Come back up in here. I was about to shut it down anyway, but there you go. I think that's me. Yeah, 'cause my thing's still moving. There you go. Shit.
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah,
that again.
I think that was me.
No, it was me. I was getting that call again. I had to finally text the person
Okay.
online.
All right.
But I really recommend, because I'm not no professor in speaking and actually give things people just straight up. I just give people things straight up. I can't really articulate things for you. The best thing I could do is point people in a direction. And the best thing I could tell people is don't look into no Hebrew or try to look up other people's translations of the Bible of Hebrew. Don't do that. Don't look at the King James Bible and be racist or biased, bigot and stuff, and say, "Oh, King James Bible is the authentic Bible. There's nothing else." That's Anglo-Saxon superiority. That say King James Bible is the authentic book. English is God-given language. No, stop that. Go into Greek and read the Bible, because Greek is the original language for the Bible. Because if I tell you that, hey, I'm going to the veterinarian tomorrow, and in Africa they don't have no word for veterinarian, but they break it down and say, hey, he going to the animal doctor. And then later on in the future, people like animal doctor. Is that some kind of witch doctor with an animal head? Get confused. But the Greek actually tell you, no, it was a veterinarian. This the type of person, this his location, this his occupation, this what it means. So when you actually read these things, you will know that the story of Abraham all the way to Jesus was written in the like 7th century BC, 2nd century, 7th to 2nd century BC, before Common Era. It was written in Hellenistic for the Hellenistic people. And there's things in that Bible where you're like, everything going on is Greek. You realize that locations of where Abraham was and moved to in the Israelite is different. It's different than you think. You you understand why in Genesis they also include the Greeks in tribes. These are the same way that the Greeks put their gods. Like Kronos is the wait. Uranus, yeah. From Uranus, you have Kronos. From Kronos, you have Zeus. From Zeus, you have Dionysus. You feel? These how the Greeks break down their genealogy. And that's the same way in Matthew and Mark break down the genealogy of Jesus in the same fashion. Nothing Hebrew about it, because there's no culture of Hebrew. When people digging into the place what they call Israel today, there's no evidence of no David, none of that. When it's easy to change wording, when you realize that Druids, the same Druids that was roaming around Europe, doing religional service to Bacchus, that information is in the Bible. The same people like, no, the Greeks didn't know nothing about Moses or none of that. when they have Jewish themselves that say Moses was a Greek from Aptus. Look it up. They have Jewish historians that said that Moses was in Aptus and he is the son of the one who created the opiate religion, and that is that snake eating his own tail. Why do y'all think Moses had a staff as a Bacchus? This is what Bacchus use. They use staffs. They walk around with staffs and snakes. People gotta remember in the United States, they had some people in Florida. They would raise snakes and go into church and dance with the snakes, kiss the snakes, and believe that the venom would heal them. Look
I
in
know what you're
Greek,
talking about.
look in Greek culture and find out where did that come from in Greek culture. How was that added to Christianity? And that's the same thing Bacchus would do. Get full of that drug and start dancing with snakes. In a Bacchus frenzy. Everything we see in the Bible, we need to rethink it. And that's I'm saying this right here. I'm not done with my research. I'm still researching. I'm still looking up things. On my YouTube channel, I got 3 videos so far with some of the things that I researched, breaking down the Greek, but I still got a long way to go. It took me a long way to actually realize that I was reading a Greek play. So it's going to take me a while to actually read everything and put it in a way that people could easily understand.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, yeah, this has been good. I want you to come back again.
Yeah.
I wish Nagy could engage on it. Nagy was annoyed, I guess. Y'all did me. I just remember y'all made a video on Nagy. Maybe that maybe what it was. Maybe. I don't know.
No, I wasn't in that video.
But, shout out to you and Nagy for I don't know, doing y'all thing tonight. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. Like, I agree with a lot that you said, but then you got those them claims that supposed to tie all that information in together. So I don't know. You gotta come back on it. You gotta come back here. And because I know you got a lot. You got like a lot of information.
Yes. I got a lot.
I get on that.
Yeah, I'm still formulating it and put in a bit to put it in an essay form.
I got one of the libraries out here now has a podcast station. Yeah.
So soon. Yes, I don't have no problem coming back on. And when I come back on, I'm gonna have more information to give people because right now I'm going and reading the Greek version of Daniel. There's some shocking things.
What?
The book of the book of Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying the Old Testament was written in Greek first?
Yes. It was written in Greek.
A hard one. All right.
Because people got to understand this.
Oh, yeah.
People got to understand this. They was like, hey, it had Jews in Alexandria.
Right.
Who like out the blue, you have the leader, the king of Egypt, who is a Greek, out the blue, want a book for the Jews. written in Greek, it make one think. And it was 72 men that got locked up in different rooms, and they all came with the same stories. It make one ask a lot of questions of the accuracy of these stories. But the point is that there's the Greek gave these cultures script because in the Middle East, that you say around that time it was cuneiform. You couldn't really write nothing in that. The best language is Greek. That describes everything. And that's the first Bible. Because people gotta understand, every time they said the word Bible in itself is a Greek word for book. Why would they leave that great book and just call it Holy Bible when you actually say what Bible means? It only means book. It's a holy book.
Right.
Now, no, biblio, it means biblio, no, it only means book in Greek. Why would they keep the name of it in Greek? Even the Hebrew, when they tell you about the Torah and stuff, because the Torah is just parts of the books that they have. That's just parts of it. But when they all come together, they would say the Hebrew Bible, the Jew Bible, but they call it the Hebrew Bible. Because they keep that Bible on it because it's a book, it's a Greek book. How even you can even tell by even start with Genesis 1 that the story that they telling you in the garden is different than the garden that we know in King James. They messed up the translation. They messed up everything. So when we just actually, now y'all know, y'all could believe I'm wrong, y'all could believe everything, but y'all know now that someone is speaking this. That when you read the Greek, don't fight the Greek. Don't just use your premise and say, hey, the Bible was written in Greek first. Read it. Read it for yourself. Don't say King James is the 100% God word when they say, oh, it was written in Hebrew and Greek. But when you actually look at it, like, why would you need the Hebrew to translate it when the Greek tell you better than anything? The Greek tell you everything. Except for if you trying to change certain things that you don't want the people to know. Because we know the Catholic Church, there's things in the Catholic Church we don't know about, but there's things that the Catholic Church do, the high up, the royal family, the high priest, they all do different things behind the scene, but they give us the bull crap.
Yep. Yeah, but I gotta run, Henry.
I'm just glad you had me on.
This.
Next time it's gonna be better.
Yeah, you had the whole floor.
Yes, thank you. So I'm gonna come on next time,
more people will be in here next time. Yeah. I hate that. As soon as we about to leave, that's where everybody comes in.
Most likely,
But
look, most likely I'm a we work out a deal that you could go ahead and plug into my StreamYard and
yep,
be able to work some magic.
yep. All right, man. Thanks for coming on. Great
Okay,
show.
Speed. Thank you for
Uh,
having me on. Make
yep,
sure. Oh
no
yeah,
problem.
I want this. I want to say one thing to the people who watching or going
Yeah,
to
just
watch. Have any questions? If you disagree with me or not, come up with your questions. Harass the Witchfinder General to get me back on and grill me. Grill me. Get mad at me in the live chat. You
You
feel?
said
Come at me.
harass him.
That's what I want. I want to be able to look you in your face and call you a creature and tell you your religion is full of rapists, drug dealers, and drug users.
Yep.
That's what your
Man,
religion is.
damn. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard what he said. With that, y'all, I'm up out of here if I pass up out here and y'all hear me snoring and shit. All
Peace.
right.
Peace.
Yep.
Okay.
Peace. Yep. We on out of here. All right, y'all. Let me know how you like in the comment board. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way in and all this stuff. Like, oh shit, I ain't had the banner up. If y'all like to become a supporter, or I think it was up, and I might have took it down by accident. We get added to the list down here with a donation of any amount, the Cash App or any other YouTube portals to make donations, and you get a personalized video with it also. So, I think that's a pretty damn fair deal. So, with that, I'm up out of here. It'll be Wishwater General. Like, share, and subscribe.